Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Tomorrow Show where I am shooting stars of today. Today I have a special, you guys, today I have a special episode. I am so excited. I have some guests in the studio who, I'm so happy that they're here. I forget that we are also, you guys, let me just say, we are also doing live. Hello, everybody. We're also doing live video on YouTube, so you guys catch that on, it's not live on YouTube, is it? I just messed up. It's not live on YouTube. Never mind. It's not live on YouTube, but it is. We will put it up there. But you guys who are listening, please chime in and ask any kind of questions you want, because my special guests are ready to answer any kind of questions. This is a couple who has been married for 21 years. Woo! Woo! Let's say it again. 21 years. Please welcome to my studio Courtnay and Kevin Sanders. Or I should say, because they about to renew their vows, and on their wedding invitations it says Kevin and Courtnay Sanders. So please welcome everybody to the show. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And being here. We have a special events that are going on. But first, before we start, playing a little and getting to know who you are and playing this game, the Not So Newlywed game, which I'm looking forward to, please introduce yourself and tell me what you do. Let's start with you, Courtnay.
Okay.
Introduce yourself to our audience and our listeners.
Courtnay Sanders, born Little Rock, Arkansas, raised in Jackson, Mississippi. So I'm a Southern girl. And joined the military.
Did you? Okay, what branch of service were you in?
Navy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many years did you serve?
Only 3 active.
Okay.
Active. I found out that my daughter Danielle was hearing impaired, so I decided to get out and be a parent for her.
That's important.
So I sacrificed my dream, traveling the world for her.
Way to go, Mom.
So, and then had my son, and then that's when we also decided to get married, and I said I was going to follow him, so that's what I did.
Okay. Follow him. Does him have a name?
Him, Kevin. Met Kevin. I met Kevin.
Okay.
In the military.
Okay, you met Kevin while you were in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you got out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kevin.
Yes.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad you could be here.
Glad to be here.
Oh, good. So, please, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Originally from Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas
born and
City,
raised.
Missouri.
Yeah. Graduated high school there. Joined the Navy.
Okay.
I was like 17.
And you joined what branch?
Navy.
Okay, you joined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joined the Navy.
What did you
retired.
do in the Navy? Might I ask?
I was a fire controlman. I know you probably don't know what that is. Basically,
Fire controller? Is
Control.
that like a fireman?
No.
Or...
No,
Oh,
it
okay.
throws- yeah, it throws everybody off.
Oh.
It doesn't has nothing to do with fire. It's well, at least not like
That's a little
the fire
strange.
that burns.
Why do they call it that?
Like fire, like you fire a weapon kind of thing. Yeah, think about it like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I was like a computer guy, so I fixed like all the like weapons, computers, and all the stuff in combat, stuff like that. I was electronics geek, I guess.
Okay. How many years did you serve?
21.
21. Did you retire?
I did.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you both for serving our country. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Children?
Yes. We have 2 together. I have my oldest daughter. She lives in Missouri, and we have 2 together, and we just.
How old are your kids?
Oh my goodness, I have his name.
What's your oldest?
She's 24.
Okay.
She's 24.
That's my daughter's age.
Middle daughter is 22,
22.
and our son just turned 21.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're all adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And out of the house, huh?
Oh yeah, most stuff.
Oh wow.
Well, not really out of the house, but
Oh yeah, because I see Courtney's face.
yeah, not really out of the house.
Like,
but they're,
no.
you know,
They're on their way.
They got one foot out.
Yeah.
Okay. So the whole body not out yet, but one foot. Okay. How many are out?
Well, my oldest, she lives in Missouri.
Okay.
And both of the two younger ones, they both live at home right now. My
Okay.
son's pretty much almost on his way out.
Okay.
He just joined the Navy as well, so he's on his way out. My daughter, we're working with her, so she should be soon making that same transition. Well,
Okay.
not in the military, but on the way out.
So how was it raising the kids and being military? How was that?
That's more of a question for my wife, because she did
Okay.
a lot of that, and I was the.
Were you gone a lot?
I was gone a lot.
Well, how was that for you?
It's not fun, I'll say that, because, you miss a lot of your kids' lives, You miss a lot of the important things, their first steps, and, different types of concerts or whatever they do, in school. You miss a lot of that stuff, but, when you are home, you're on shore duty or you're home from deployments,
Mm-hmm.
You try to maximize whatever time you can, even if it's just sitting in the house playing games with them.
Yeah. How long? Were you gone a lot? Did you deploy a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, deployed a lot. A lot.
How would you say that affected the kids?
It
How it
impacts
affected you?
It impacts your relationship, if you don't put a lot of the time in when you're actually there, it kind of affects the relationship. But even if you do put in a lot of time, it still affects the relationship because, like I said, you miss a lot. So you miss a lot of them growing up. You miss a lot of that that time that you can bond with them, on a regular basis. It's like you start bonding and then, oops, I'm gone. So.
Yeah, and it's hard on the kids. I know it is. Courtnay, how was that on your side, being home after the military? First of all, was that a big transition for you to go from active duty to now civilian? How was that transition?
Well, since I had only done 3 years in, it wasn't a tremendous it wasn't hard for me to turn over. But it felt more like a single parenting for me, raising our son and daughter, because I didn't really have a lot of family where we were, and I didn't have that support that I probably could have benefited from.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things were done. I was the go-to girl, and I was basically by myself. So I had a lot of lonely days. I had a lot of hard moments, moments where I wanted to give up and quit. And then there were times when I couldn't give up because, of course, I got two sets of eyes looking at me.
Right.
So, but I don't know. It wasn't. But then it was pleasure because it was joy to turn around and see a smile on their face and do stuff for them. So we stayed active, and I got involved with. I think as I gotten older, I got involved with the support group through the ships that they offer. Because in the beginning, I didn't really care for some of the women through those support groups. It was too catty, and I'm not a catty person. But I saw later on how, regardless, it was good for him to see me showing up with the kids, supporting in the the box giving, and we did a knit thing one time where we had the kids to get together and do some knitting. And they put a whole blanket together and sent it to the ship. And I wanted him to see that the kids did something for Daddy. So, when we started getting more involved with doing things through the support group that the ships offer, it was a lot easier. But still, you have those moments where it's quiet, like it is right now, and it's just you. And it's like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I didn't really have a lot of room.
You said quiet right now?
Mm-hmm. Like, how it is quiet, kids asleep.
Okay.
And it's just me, and I don't have him to talk to. I don't have another adult to talk to. So, it was kind of rough for me,
How did you get through that? I mean, what was
I
the?
honestly don't even know. I think it was by the grace of God, to be honest. I don't know how I got through. I stayed busy, and I made myself so tired that by the time it was time for me to lay down and rest, I could sleep. And I don't know. I don't know how I got through it. The first beginning years were really hard, and I just made it do what it do, I guess. I knew I had to get it done, and I just did it. As the kids got older, I got into I was more open because I was more introvert in the beginning. I didn't like being around a lot of people. I had trust issues with people, so I stayed to myself a lot, and I started, as they got older, learning how to incorporate a healthy play dates with the kids. So I had friends that had kids, and that's how I grew my circle. And
in essence, your trust.
yeah, it made my trust a little bit over, even though I had some issues. Even when I did that, I still got hurt because I got accused of abusing a baby, and
Oh no!
my husband knows about that, and it was horrible. And then that's when I withdrew again. I came back into my little huddle and stayed to myself. And I just kind of.
So when did this happen, Courtney?
This was when we was in Hawaii, and it was so long ago. Wow, this is when we was in Hawaii. 95 to 90. It was 95 to 98.
Why were you accusing? How old was this baby?
He was a couple months. Me and her, we grew because I think, yes, it was. I got accused. What happened?
The friend
She didn't accuse me, but she did put me under investigation for abusing.
It was a young lady she was young.
Her son.
She was in a bad situation, and Courtney's always been that friend that will tell you the truth, like a true friend would do, tell you the truth. And Courtney was basically sharing with her. She was in a bad place, bad relationship. She couldn't get away from the guy she was messing with, and the lady didn't appreciate it, so she called Child Protective Services on her, saying that she saw her abusing our daughter.
Okay, so she didn't agree with how Courtney was.
I missed that. You know what? You right. See, I'm telling you that retention, girl. That was so long ago.
See, that's where you got a good partner to have your back.
Now that he say, I do remember that. I do remember that. Yep.
Well, sometimes the truth hurts, right? Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Yeah.
She did it out of spite,
Mm-hmm.
But it's all forgiven.
Obviously,
we're all young.
Kind of moved on from that. I know that probably really hurt, though.
Oh,
I mean, I know that part of your life. How did you get through that? And did you confront her?
Did I?
You tried.
And she avoided me.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot. Yeah, I noticed that people don't like being confronted about stuff. Even in today's my relationships today that I've experienced, they just don't like being confronted. But yeah, I did try to confront her, and she didn't want to. She didn't want to have anything. Yeah, so I just kind of cut my losses with that and chunked it up as a lesson learned. And it took me a little bit before I allowed myself to be that open, because I was so open with her that she would come in. She didn't have a car, and I would let her take my car, and do what you have to do, get your food and stuff for your baby. I would babysit her child, at night and stuff, while she had to work the night shifts and stuff like that. So I had, in my eyes, even though we wasn't of the same race, to me she was like my sister. So I was like, I need to help her. I'm gonna be there for her. And for all that to happen, it really did something to me. So I was like,
So it probably took you a long time to trust, I think, and to get close to someone again and feel free to give your opinion, because I think you just an opinionated, truthful person.
Always from the heart.
Which could be good and bad because it depends. Because some
Yeah.
people can misconstrue that
Yeah.
as just, you being too much or you being nosy or you being, extra. And people don't like that. Sometimes people don't like the truth, don't like hearing, or are intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Because it could have been that. Could have been that she was just, that was just too much. And jealousy could have, played a factor, as women, tend to get jealous of each other, or, you see this person and their success or their healthy relationship or whatever it is that they think they see, then other people react to that. The women react to that. We experience that in our daytime lives, how people react to different things, and or, you see somebody and it's conception, I see you, or they think of you and they think something totally different of what you really are, a misrepresentation of yourself. And sometimes I hate that, being, they see me and they think I'm this certain way, but it's not until you open your mouth and speak, they're like, oh, okay, I thought you was this, and you're actually not. Huh. Communication is good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Communication is key.
You're
All right.
right.
So what is it that you do now, Kevin?
I work for a contract company that works for the Navy.
Oh, okay. Contractor. So you both are contractors. Who work for the Navy?
Yeah.
They work for the Navy, supporting families. Supporting families, right?
Yep.
So, you guys, I have a game, and I think that it's going to be a fun game, and it's kind of getting to know. You guys are going to be renewing your vows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So what made you want to renew your vows first, before we get into the not-so-newlywed game?
Well, what happened initially was we would kind of talk about it, just kind of pillow talk kind of thing. Hey, it'd be cool. We should, do that one day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so at
Because 21 years, I'm sure you guys have been through your ups and downs. What relationship doesn't, go through a lot of ups and downs, trials and tribulations. But, for you guys to come to kind of a full circle and come to that, that pillow talk must have been real deep.
It wasn't really that deep.
It wasn't that deep.
But it has evolved though.
Okay.
Because it like I said, initially it was just we gotta do that one day,
Mm-hmm.
and then, we never really had, we had a wedding, but it wasn't a big wedding.
Okay.
So she's always wanted to have, a big wedding kind of thing. And
Yeah.
So we,
She wants the fairy tale.
yeah.
A pretty dress and with all the trimmings, right?
Yeah.
Of course. You
So
want to be
we-
the queen.
I was doing some research on, for this youth group that I deal with. And I was trying to find,
Wait a minute, Kevin. You didn't tell me about this. You deal with a youth group. Well, tell us about that.
It's just through our church.
Okay.
I'm
What are you doing?
I'm one of the leaders of the. It's like a youth group for young boys.
Okay,
just
so you're mentoring.
Yeah, mentoring young
Nice.
boys and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I was looking for this particular venue to take the boys to, to fish, horseback riding, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just looking, and I found this place. There's like this ranch, and I was like, man, that place is nice. It would be really nice to do a ceremony there. I was like, I should promote this to, tell people about it. And then I showed it to Courtnay one day, and so she was like, yeah, that would be real nice. And then we have a friend, our real good friend, and I showed it to her, and she was like, that place is nice. Like, you should just do this thing and surprise Courtnay. I was like, well, there's no way I'll be able to pull off
And surprise.
a surprise thing with something like that. There's no way.
Yeah, that's too big.
Yeah, that's just way too big. Pockets gotta be real deep for that. To be able to pull it off. And she
Yeah,
wouldn't know,
and y'all live in the same house, so
Yeah.
it probably would have been impossible to,
Yeah.
to hide something like that.
Yeah, so it just, it grew from there. You know, and we kind of talked about it, and it was like, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. So we
Oh, I love that.
stepped out and just
And
started
said,
doing
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah, and then
That's
before we know
awesome.
it, before we knew it, we were like, the thing was booked. It's
So we're
paid
just kind
for.
of rolling.
Everything's just
Yeah.
you know, and then it,
That's
like I said, it
awesome.
evolved. It
Mhm.
evolved to more of a, you know, we have a lot to celebrate. We have a lot to be thankful for. In our,
Okay. What do you
our-
have to
our
be
marriage.
thankful for, Kevin?
We most of all just still being married.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
after all
yes,
this
I
time,
commend
after
you
all
guys
the
for that.
the ups
Congratulations on
and
that.
downs and the lefts and rights,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
You know, it's a lot to be thankful for.
Mhm.
You know, we have a lot to be, you know, appreciative for, and you know, and we're
Give me an example.
let's see, mainly
What? Give me one thing that you can be appreciative for in your relationship.
change.
Mm.
Just you
I
know,
like that.
being change and being you know, a life change.
Mhm.
From where we were before. You know, when we first got married, you know, we didn't know anything about, or we probably knew, but we was running from, you know, God, you know. So, but now that we're both at a place where we know God, we receive God, you know, so our, you know, it builds. I mean, we still have issues. Everybody still has issues.
Oh yeah.
You know, we still
No
have
doubt.
past that's, you know, we're trying to keep it past,
Mhm.
you know, and but you know, so to be thankful for having the, you know, change and having God in our lives to
Mhm.
facilitate that change. You know,
Awesome.
does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm.
I agree.
Same question, Courtney. What's one thing that you can be thankful for in your relationship?
I do agree with him. In the beginning, we were both young, and
How old were you when you?
I was 21. Were you 21?
Yes.
We both born. So this funny thing. So I'm always his old lady on the same, because we're born in the same year. But I turned
Oh.
21 before him because my birthday is in February and his is in August.
August, baby. Woo, shout out. Mine too. August what?
21st.
23rd.
Cool.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, see, that's why we vibing, man. That's why we vibing. Yeah.
But yeah. So we were both young, and we both came from an interesting structure of a family-oriented background
When you say interesting.
where it wasn't perfect.
Okay.
And so whatever we learned...
Is it the way you grew up, neighborhood-wise?
No, I wouldn't even say that. I'm just going to say just in the house.
Or-
between
Okay.
watching our mother and our father interact with each other.
Okay.
I think I would hope to say that it's safe for me to say that both of us took on some learned behavior and duplicated it in our marriage in the beginning, and it was really tough. I will, me worse than him, I would probably say, because
Why?
there was a lot of anger. I knew how
Why
to
were you
I knew how to
angry?
I knew how to fight.
Why were you angry, Courtney?
It was just so much anger. My mom, I watched my mother fight a lot. I
Okay.
woke up to a lot of
Was
fussing.
it physical fighting that you
Uh,
did?
no,
Don't
not
mind
so
me asking,
much.
Or was it
Just
just a lot
verbal.
of verbal?
Yeah, just verbal.
Now, who was she fighting with?
My stepfather.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't get along and see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Okay.
So I
Did you
grew
see
up-
a lot of that?
We heard it.
Okay.
It was heard. So
How old were you at that point?
oh, different ages.
Different. Oh, okay.
It was basically through almost my whole time is being in the house.
Okay.
Me and my sister and stuff. So I kind of,
It's just you two? You just have one sister?
on my mother's side, yes.
Okay. And that's who you grew up with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But we just grew up and we just, we just heard them fuss and fight a lot. not physically, but, you know, just not get along. So, you know, not saying, I mean, my mother, I love her. She's beautiful, beautiful heart. And I'll never criticize the way she brought us up. But, you know, she did what she thought was best. And not realizing that the impact between her and my father, how it kind of spilled on me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, in our relationships, we kind of duplicate that same thing, like that strong female role. So I'm the strong person between the two of us. So, you know, I'm the stronger one. I'm like, you know, I'm bang, you know, like, I gotta get this done, I gotta do this, gotta do that. And if it don't go this way, no, this, you know. I learned that because I saw my mom always being the strong woman. She was always the one who got things done in the house. Not saying that my dad wasn't doing it, but I always saw her with her hand in it. You know, she was the go-to woman. So I duplicated a lot of her, you know, personality in my marriage, and included the fussing part, the arguing and stuff. And I think
When you say including the fussing part.
yes, the fussing part. Yes.
I see Kevin's face when he's like, oh, she's telling that.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, he knows I'm transparent
back
now.
and forth?
I'm transparent now. No, it was more me than him,
Okay.
because he doesn't like to argue.
Okay.
He does not like to
So
argue.
he's more the calm.
He's the calmer of the two of us. I'm the firecracker. So, you know, you want to unleash the dog, I'm the
Oh,
one.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah. You unleash the dog, I'm the
My
one.
wife's like,
But if you want to chill, that's the person to hang out with, you know. But I don't know. It had gotten so to the point where it was so uncontrollable that my anger went to a whole nother level, where I had started becoming violent. And so I would thank God this man never hit me back, but I would hit him. I would hit the wall. I used to punch the wall,
what
throw
were you
stuff.
so angry at?
At that time, I honestly did not know. And one day, some years forward, Kevin sat down and he told me that he accused me of spousal abuse.
Well, you were physical. So.
I was physical, but to hear him tell me that, I was like, "What?"
Was that kind of like what
That was the
whoa.
moment when I opened my eyes and was like, "Wow, where is this anger coming from?" And that's when I started going back into my childhood.
So let me say this for the men that may be listening.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a punk moment for me.
No,
That was the
no
only
punk
way
moment.
that I could get
Okay.
her to understand.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because
How
he
she
would
was
hold me,
Right.
You know,
and
Makes
he
sense.
walked away.
Makes sense.
for the
He walked away.
Makes sense.
He
You
would-
put
he-
that disclaimer
Yes,
out there,
he
Kevin.
did not. No, he did not get punked. I will say that. I will
That
say
is not a weakness.
No, there's not a weakness. 'Cause
Right.
I've seen him like, "Rrr," and I'm like, okay, let me leave him alone. He's scaring me. Let me leave him alone. But you know, but I commend him, and that's what I'm saying. I want to commend him because he never abused me. He never physically hit me back. He got up and he left, and
Which is
we
what a man should
separated.
do, and that was great.
you
That was
know,
great that you were
or
able
you
to
know,
do
he
that.
restrained me, or whatever.
Just grabbed you.
Yeah,
Gave
But
you one
he
of them bear
never-
hugs.
yeah.
Like, calm down.
And then when I calmed down, he would leave. You know, it's like
Okay.
he never came back, and I never experienced a fist coming towards me. So I commend him for that, because I know it took a lot. You know, because like I said, I know I'm not an easy person to deal with.
Now, are you still dealing with these anger
No.
sometimes, or
No,
or have you released that and now it's a healing?
I would like to say, I'm so much better. I am so much better. I am. I'm so much
Good.
better.
That's
But
good. Okay.
I did do a spiritual seeking, and by this time, I had gave my life over to Christ,
Okay.
and I really wanted to deal with that anger. And then that's when I learned that it stemmed from my biological father, who had basically, like I said, yeah, I love him now, but in that moment rejected me. So I have a rejection issue. I don't like being rejected. And anything that reminds me of rejection, I get angry. I get into this room, and it's like I just let me get angry. Let me do what I gotta do. Just leave me alone, and I calm down, and I walk out that room with anger. And so now,
And you leave that anger
in that room, yeah. But once I'm in there, I'm in there. Like,
Okay.
you can't talk me out the room. I gotta talk myself out of there.
Oh. Okay.
So, my stuff used to fester for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't fester as long.
Oh,
I
that's good.
still have an anger room, but I don't stay in there long as I used to. And when I'm in there, I don't let it consume me as much as I used to allow it to consume me. Because, like I said, it controlled my attitude, my responses. I mean, I would say hurtful things to him, but it's because I wanted him to hurt. Because in that moment, I felt rejected by him. I wanted him to feel my pain. So I would gung-ho after him. I used to say some very cruel things. And not proud about that. But I've learned that that's not the correct way to deal with that. So I had to go back and resurface my issue from the beginning, and it was with my biological dad when he wasn't in my life. He had married. My mother and him never married. He got married to another woman, which was fine, and he had children with this woman, and he moved into another state, which was fine. What bothered me was the fact that he stopped coming around. He kind of just...
So he was coming around until he got married, or
No, he was coming around even when he was married, because I
Okay.
had a relationship with my younger brother at the time. But there was some issues that my dad and my mom could not see eye to eye with, and that in that moment, that's when he decided, well, you know what, she's fine, and he just stepped out of my life, and I didn't see him anymore. So I felt like, okay, why he reject me? Why he abandoned me? I'm a good kid, and I think I just grew anger from that. And then my stepfather, who had my sister, I would watch their relationship, and I was always wondering, why was I not good enough to have that relationship with him? And I live with you. You don't even love me like that. You treat me totally different. You punish me differently. And I would get spankings. I would get whips and bruises on my legs that would last days. And if I made him even more madder, he would call me by my maiden last name, which was Norwood. And I just hated him. So I grew to hate him, and I grew to hate my biological father, because neither one of them found any good in me. So I believe I know it started from there, and then I just festered into this relationship with him, and now he's taking the full, all this built up years and years of anger that I unleashed it onto him, and I really had to take a step back, because if I said, if I want this marriage, if this man gonna stay with me, I gotta stop. I gotta really stop. And so, like I said, I really did a soul searching. I prayed. I went on fastings. I got into the Word. I started searching my life out through the Word, and I just started praying. And I have a prayer books. I have books at home that I would just write in, and just write all of this stuff in, and write my prayers in. And I was just seeking God, and slowly but surely, I started over a period of time, I just noticed that I wasn't as angry anymore. I wasn't. I had to learn how to forgive my biological dad.
period of time that you...
Oh my goodness, yes. It took a long time. But I think the only reason why is because I wasn't aware of it. And I wasn't aware that that's where it came from. But when I recognized it, then I had to deal with my root. I had to go back because my biological father is still alive. My stepfather passed. But we were able to rekindle, you know, the mishaps between the two of us before he died. And I think that's when my turning point was with my biological dad. Because I said, I don't want that for my biological dad. So I went back to him and
Now, had you guys had not spoken for a while?
oh, we would speak. He would call me. He would be more chasing me than me chasing him. And Kevin would get on me and he would be like, babe, you can't do that to your dad. He was always that person in my ear, babe, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because I had gotten to a point, I said, you know what? I can't miss what I ain't never had. If he died, he just died. I had grown that cold. I was like, if he died, he just died. I can't miss what was never in my life. And but after my stepdad died, I said, no, I can't do that. This is my biological father, you know. I missed, I was so angry at my stepfather that I feel now that I got cheated. Because now I'm not angry at him anymore. You know, we were able to seek forgiveness with each other and get that relationship back. And it was 2 weeks, like a couple weeks right after we rekindled, he died.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so
Where did he die from, if you don't mind me asking?
he was he was at work and working. The car lost control. He got stuck in the back because he was the one that would manage the money, transferring money from banks and stuff like that. And the driver lost control of the wheel or something like that. The truck locked up, and the driver was able to get out, but it locked my dad in it, and he died. Initially, smoke inhalation, but it blew up. So
Oh, wow.
it happened, and so it was a very tragical situation. It was very hard on all of us, but it was a true, real old eye opener for me. And after him, I even told him I knew I needed to get my relationship with my biological dad right, because I just didn't want that.
Leave things unresolved.
Yeah. So I went into prayer. I sought God, and just we talked about it, but we didn't talk about it. So it's like initially I just had to forgive him, whether he asked for forgiveness or not. And for the first time, my dad flew out here and visited while Kevin was out to sea. And we were sitting in the living room, and that was like the first time he ever apologized to me about it.
How did that make you feel?
It was like a burden right off of my shoulder, just to hear him, you know, say I'm sorry. Because he didn't know what I was going through coming up. He thought that by him stepping out of my life, that he did me justice because my stepfather was there. And he was like, you have a father in your life, I'm going to let him be your dad. That was the way he thought. You know,
So he just backed away.
Yeah, so he kind of just backed away because he felt like she's in a good place. She's going to be taken care of. He didn't know the things that I was going through with my stepfather or that I was experiencing. He didn't know how I was feeling about my stepfather in that moment. So I think it made him realize that, wow, you know, he should have really stayed there, but he apologized. And I accept his apology. But even after that, I think I still had a little reserve about him, but I was better. So I started calling
And that
him.
made a difference.
Yeah, I called him and everything, but I didn't receive total deliverance with him until we was traveling on the road one day, listening to our pastor on the internet, because he has a website, and we was listening to him, and he was talking about facing your giant. And in that moment,
Tell us a little bit about that.
oh my goodness, I was driving. That's probably the worst thing. I was driving and it was storming. And Kevin went on our church website. He pulled up, our pastor, and he was talking about facing your giant.
Okay.
And the whole time, I talk deliverance out of myself. It's one thing I've started learning. I do a lot. I talk it out. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him, and I was like, I kept hearing, people are not your enemies. People are not your enemy. It's not your enemy. It's not the people. It's not the people. And I told him, I said, you know what? People is not the enemy. People is not the enemy. They're not the problem. They're just users. Their vessels are being used. And then, I looked at that enemy, and I said how the enemy just walked, in passion of the Christ. I could see the vision of how the enemy was walking behind the Pharisees, routing their anger up at Jesus, giving, so they could persecute this innocent man. And so in my mind, that's what I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is an enemy that utilized my father in a moment when he was unknowledgeable. He was young. He didn't know no better. He had kids. He didn't know that he married young. He didn't have a father in his life. He didn't know no better. So it really wasn't totally his fault. The enemy used that to an advantage and fed on that. And, because he didn't have any guidance, he didn't have a father figure, he didn't have an older role model, and it's like to say, hey, I need you to do what you're supposed to do by your children or anything like that. He did what he thought he needed to do. And so I went to the vision of seeing Christ on the cross, and when he looked at the one guy and said, the guy looked at him and he was like a criminal or something like that in the Passion of the Christ. And the criminal was looking at Jesus and was saying, you have done no wrong, and you're up here. And like he recognized him, and Jesus immediately forgave him of his sins. And so before he died, he looked out into the Pharisees and he asked the Lord to forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. That was my turning point. And I was like, Lord, I gotta forgive my dad because he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know that he did that to me. He don't know the damage and him stepping out of my life, and the beginning of rejection started with me. He didn't know that. And I think as I was talking, and I talked all this out because I was telling Kevin about it. And when I came to the realization that, oh my God, and I said, you know what? I forgive him. I forgive my daddy. I had to understand why I was forgiving him. I think that's what it was. It's easy for us to say, oh, I forgive you. Well, why did you forgive me? You know what I mean? Did you forgive me because it's the Christian way to do it? Or did you forgive me because you really forgive me for something that I didn't know? Or why are you forgiving me? It's like, why do you love me? I got to understand why I did it. So when I realized that, oh, wow, I love my dad, and I forgive him. I got home. I broke out into this big old cry, and I started praising God. And Kevin, I'm surprised he did take the wheel. And I'm just like crying and boo-hooing and showering. When we got home that weekend, I called my dad. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I just want to tell you, I really forgive you. But when I said it that time, I knew I meant it. Because when I said it previously, I was just saying it just to be saying it because I'm supposed to forgive you. That's what the scripture teaches us, we have to forgive. But for that moment, I understood why I forgave him, and I honestly forgave him. And now our relationship is so sweet. He's a very sweet guy. He has his ways. He's old school. Oh my goodness, he is so old school, but I love him.
Oh, God.
I love him for who he is, and I wouldn't trade my relationship with him today for anything. You know, I don't have anything that I can't help what happened in the past. It is what it is. But today, I have an opportunity to rekindle something with him before he passed or I pass, and I want to be able to know that I did that and stuff. It's that important to me. So, you know,
I think that'll be important to our listeners who are hearing us this evening. And thank you for sharing this, because it's a very long journey that you've had, dealing with both men in your life who were supposed to be role models, you know, and for you to come full circle in dealing with everything. I think it's very good to share that, and our listeners can take from that and maybe help them, and if they're going through something similar, of the journey that you went through and how you came to this point is very important. And without God in your life, you probably wouldn't have found that inner peace and understanding of what you needed to go through and needed to forgive, you know. Very important. So I'm glad that you're here and able to do that.
I know.
How do you feel today?
I feel so much lighter in that, boy. Woo. I feel so much lighter.
Where's Dad now?
He is in Little Rock.
Oh, okay.
He lives in Little Rock.
Now, do you guys visit there, or does he come out here?
Actually, he will be out for our ceremony. And I did go home and visit.
Which is in November.
Which is in November. He will be here. And I had went home, I think it was last year, for my baby sister's wedding.
Wow.
Which was a milestone for me.
Now, how far apart are you and your sister? You don't mind me asking.
Oh, by years.
In years.
Okay, so me and my sister on my mom's side, we're 6 years
that you
apart.
grew up with.
That's the one I grew up with on my
You're
mom's
older?
side. I'm the oldest of all of my siblings.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I have.
So total, how many do you have?
6.
Oh, we're on the second hand. Okay. 6.
It's 6. I have 6 siblings.
Six siblings, but you only grew up with
One.
the one sister. Okay. Kevin, how many do you have?
I have one brother.
Oh, it's just you and your brother.
Yep.
Are you the oldest as well?
No, I'm the youngest.
You the baby?
Yep.
Okay. And did you grow up with both parents?
Yes.
In the house?
Yes, both my mom and my dad were in the house. And
How long were your parents married?
I don't know.
Are they still, both parents still?
Nah, they divorced when I was in middle school.
Did you say you didn't know how long?
No,
your
they
parents
didn't
were
say
married?
that.
I don't know how long they were married. I don't pay attention to that. What I need to know that for? What I need to know that for? I got enough struggle trying to keep up with the kids, birthday, the anniversary, my own birthday. I got enough struggle.
Oh,
They was married.
well, that does bring us to, boy, you might lose this game.
I told you that retention. You know, you gotta retain that
Well,
stuff.
do you know your spouse?
That retain.
We
You
got
gotta
to get into this because this is going to be really interesting now. Because now we know who might be the winner, you guys. Okay, well, do you guys want to play a game?
Yeah,
Sure.
You guys
sure.
on for a game?
Do we
And
have a choice?
again, thank you. No, you don't. No. Again, thank you guys for coming and participating in this fun experiment of how this is gonna go. Because if it's good, hey, I might have to do some more couple and get somebody else in the studio and do it. Anyways, I think I'm gonna need my glasses. Wait, did I bring my glasses over there? Are you looking at the camera? Okay. Well, we doing this live, so you can just say it, you know, because they probably think I'm talking to myself. See, that's and people who are just listening. They like, who is she talking to? Because ain't nobody responded back. Ain't nobody responded back.
That is funny.
Okay. Well.
Wow.
Okay.
I got it. I'm gonna look like this from afar. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, and I'm about to strain these questions out. Kevin, you ain't even got your pen and card ready?
I'm ready.
Tell Tamara I have my glasses.
I'm ready.
Tamara! Yeah, somebody. This is we gonna be ghetto on this show. We gonna be ghetto on
That
this
is
show.
too funny.
Yeah, and it's live too. Yeah,
That is
I told you I
funny.
keep
I
it real.
love
We
it.
keep it 100. We keep it real.
I love it.
Yeah, this is my studio. You know, when you on your own show, you can do what you want. Yeah, when
I
you
love
run your
it.
own podcast, you do what you want, say what you want. Baby, can you hand me my glasses, please? Thank you. Okay, so the first game is called Firsts. Firsts.
Okay.
Like first of everything.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
that's funny. Okay, let's do this.
Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, get your pen.
Wait, explain what I'm doing, cause.
Well, I'm gonna explain.
Oh, okay.
Because the question, it's gonna probably be self-explanatory once I say it.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. So I'll write my answer down.
Uh-huh. I want you to write your answer down.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, once you do that, you're gonna switch cards and you're gonna read each other's card out loud
Okay.
Okay, so
to
there's
the
no
audience and to whoever may be watching.
cheating. So there's no cheating.
Yeah.
I ain't cheating.
Thank you, sweetie.
I don't need to cheat.
Yeah, no cheating. So don't be looking over her shoulder
I
now.
don't need to cheat.
You don't need to cheat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They've got a kind of match as well. So.
We gonna see how close. Yes. Okay. So, first question. What is the first thing your spouse would buy if you won the lottery?
Oh.
So, the first thing that he would buy if he won the lottery, first thing that she would buy. So, you write down and then you're going to switch cards, and I want you guys to read it out loud. But first, you're going to say what you think she would have said.
Right.
Yeah. And then you're going to read. Then you're going to exchange cards.
I have no earthly idea.
So Kevin, Kevin, you got to have an answer. So Kevin, what do you think Courtnay would buy? First thing she would buy if she won the lottery.
So you want me to tell you what I wrote?
Do you want to tell us what
You want
we
me to
wrote?
tell- You said I need to. My answer is what she would buy, right?
Yeah.
So you want me
What
to say
she would
my
buy.
answer?
Go ahead,
Oh.
switch cards.
Oh yeah. Give me that.
Switch cards.
So I need. So you want me to say?
Say
what I
that.
think she wrote?
Oh, wait a
What
minute.
I
She
think she
already
wrote.
did look. Look, she did already look. She did already look.
So
Okay.
I need to say what I think she wrote.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do
I'm
you,
sorry.
what do you think she wrote?
I have no idea.
Come on.
I'm trying to think. Hold on, I'm trying to think. It's a struggle. I had to think about what it was for you. I got to think about what it was for me.
What do you think she wrote? Is the first thing that you...
A truck.
A truck?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
I don't think that's right.
Who? And Courtney, who would be your
She
answer?
already looked.
Yeah, I already
Yes, you
looked.
did.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
go
I
ahead.
didn't
Say it
know.
out loud.
Cheater.
Okay, go ahead.
I
Say
didn't
them out
know.
loud. Wait a minute.
He got it right.
He
I
did?
said closet.
What did you put?
I want a walk-in closet. I would get my
Walk-in
walk-in
closet? You got it right?
customized. A truck fully loaded.
And yours is a walk-in closet.
Yes. It is.
So who won that one? You won, right? So it's 1-0.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
looked. So I let him
But she
have
cheated.
it. I let him have that one.
You ain't let me have it.
He had it already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to put one.
Camera
Put-
lady
put-
talking.
Okay, and we're going to keep score. So the first one, let's do the first one that gets to 10 wins.
Gotcha.
Let's do that. I think that's a good challenge. All right, next question. What was the first car your spouse ever owned?
Hmm.
Your pen is messing up my spelling.
You need another one?
Nobody worried about spelling.
I can't write, baby.
Nobody worried about spelling. That's easy. That's easy.
That's
Yeah,
an easy one?
it is. It is.
Uh-oh, okay. Courtney might be on the map with this one, huh? She gonna get on the map with
I
this
hope
one?
so.
Okay.
He said, I hope so.
All right.
Don't look at it.
I ain't
Don't look,
looking.
don't look.
I ain't looking.
Okay, Courtney, you go first.
Mine was a Nissan Stanza.
Okay.
Mine was a 77 Cadillac Seville.
Ooh, look how he said that. Cadillac Seville.
That was my baby.
All right, share, read them out loud.
Yep. She
Yeah.
got it.
Got it?
Cadillac Seville.
Yeah.
Cadillac Seville.
I spelled Cadillac wrong, but I got it.
All right. So they both got the point, you guys. Boom.
She spelled it the ghetto way.
Shut.
There's an I in there. somewhere.
What was it? Cadillac.
Whatever.
Cadillac.
Let's
Cadillac.
keep it moving.
All right. You guys ready for the next one?
Yes.
What was the first meal that your spouse ever cooked for you? And was it good?
Mm.
The first, y'all got to go back kind of far, I'm sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna shoot for
That's
I'ma
21
shot
years
the
ago.
dark. Hey, shot in the dark right here.
All right, go ahead, you guys. Write your answers.
Shot in the dark right there. I don't remember that. I don't think my stomach remember that.
You stop.
He said my stomach don't even remember that one.
Wait a minute. I gotta remember what was my. You said the first
The
meal.
first meal.
The first meal she cooked for me, and then she writing down the first meal I cooked for her.
Yep.
Yours is easier, because I ain't really started cooking till probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe. 12 years.
So that means you should remember the
But that
first
ain't that
meal
was my
then.
first meal, though. She don't know. Just throw something
I
out there.
don't.
Just
I
throw
really
something
don't.
out.
Just throw something, like I did. You threw it out there, let me get this.
Okay, Kevin.
I'm going to say fried chicken. That's what I'm going to say.
Is he right?
Yeah, he's right. It was fried chicken.
Whoa!
'Cause that's all he could cook. That's all he could cook. All he could cook was fried chicken. 'Cause he said that's all he could cook.
Okay,
couldn't cook nothing
Corey,
else.
what was your answer?
I'm gonna go with spaghetti.
Is she right?
What'd you put? Pepper steak? I didn't fix pepper steak.
Oh.
I know
Oh.
I ain't do it.
Oh.
No, I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Not in
That
the
was
beginning.
yes, you did. That was the first meal
Oh.
that I remembered, because I used to always say to you, because every now and then I tell you, I was like, make me some pepper steak. You'll ask me, like, what you want? I'm like, you don't make pepper steak anymore. Make some pepper steak. And you make pepper steak.
Boy, so Kevin, how many points you got?
Take your,
I
take
got
your,
3.
take your, take
You
your.
got 3?
Mm.
3-1, I think.
3-2, because I got fried chicken, and I said it was
Oh,
okay.
you did.
I said
Okay.
it was okay.
You did.
I even said it was okay.
Okay. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first impression of your spouse? And be truthful. Don't say it out loud. Write it down.
Wait, so
Your
she,
first.
her first impression of me. That's what
Mhm.
I'm writing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's writing my first impression of her.
Yep.
Got you. So her,
Wait a minute. Oh, so I'm
What
writing
was your
what-
first
writing
impression of
mine?
your spouse?
Okay.
Right?
No, you're writing.
No, I'm writing what, I'm answering the question.
What was your first
What
impression?
my first impression was of
And you
you.
asked,
Oh,
what was
oh,
your first impression
gotcha.
of
And
her?
then I got to figure out
Right.
what your first impression of me was.
Think way back. Like, what was the first thing that came to mind when you either saw her, had the first conversation? What's the first thing that came to mind?
That's all I got.
All right. All right. Courtnay, you first.
I'm gonna say that I think he thought I was cute and skinny. Cause I remember I used to sing it all the time.
Read the card.
What did it say? I thought she was beautiful. Aww. You trying to get me?
Okay,
Um,
Kevin, your turn.
I'm kind of torn between two answers.
What do you think she said?
I think she the first impression she had of me was that I reminded her of one of her ex-boyfriends.
Oh,
So it was, that's my answer.
okay. All right, read it out loud.
I thought he was cute because he reminded me of my ex.
Dang, I think y'all both got a point on that one.
Yep.
That was funny.
That's a shame.
That was funny. But look who ended up with the one
Damn, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one, you guys. Ready?
Ready.
When did you and your spouse dance first? And to what song?
Oh my goodness.
Courtnay already writing, Kevin.
This might be her point right here.
When did you and your spouse dance first, and to what song? Should have that music.
I'm done.
Like
That's
a
all I
game
got.
show.
That's all I got.
Did he really write a real word? Hey, Courtney over there writing a phrase.
Ain't nobody getting no point on this.
Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody getting no point on this. No. Oh.
You can't. You already
Yeah,
wrote it.
you already
You
put
already
it
wrote
down.
I just thought what it was.
You did.
Yep. I sure did. Because there is a time limit.
Should she be out of time right now?
Yes.
She should be out of time, Kevin.
That's because I'm too busy looking at you
She looked my way once.
twice.
I know what it is.
Okay, Kevin.
It was the back to school concert in Hawaii. The song we danced to was Candy Rain.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm
You
so
mean
for
our together, or the first time I ever saw him dance?
She said
No.
the first time we
I
danced.
said, when did you and your spouse dance
Ah.
first?
See, I told you.
And
you
to
weren't gonna get
what?
No,
song?
because that was our first thing.
I know that. I know that now.
And I was so cute, girl. He had him and
This
his
is not
friend was
story
dressed.
time.
I'm sorry. They was dressed up, and they was twins and
I can
dressed
look
up.
now, right.
Yes.
Yeah, he was dressed up as twins.
What did you
I gotta
say?
read. She said Kevin danced outside his car at the stoplight. I don't remember the song.
Oh.
He did.
What did he say?
What did you say? On the roof. What? On the roof, and there was no music. Baby, that's when we first kissed.
But we also danced.
Oh,
But that wasn't the first time.
on the roof. Do we need to know? We might keep this PG. I'm now on the roof.
You ain't get no point.
Okay.
You ain't getting no point
I'm
either.
putting zero.
I ain't getting.
Okay. Next question. Y'all ready?
Yes, go for it. I got it.
When did you have your first fight, and what was it about? Your very first fight, and what was it about?
This ain't.
They both said, ooh. You know, you do that move like, I got this. Ooh. How kids do. Ooh. They both should get a point here because they seem very confident. Both of them seem very confident in their answers. So we should have this should be a good outcome on this one. We learned so much about our couple today. She slammed them down like we played cards. Or dominoes one.
Why you writing your book?
And I gotta explain it.
I love it.
Why you
Love
gotta
it. Love
explain
it. We're going to have to bring Courtney and Kevin on the show again in the studio. Aren't they a great couple?
It's like
Okay,
So,
Courtney.
oh,
what I would say. What his first.
What was the
What-
fight about? And where? Yeah, right. It says,
First.
when did you have your first fight?
you can listen to the question.
First, when did you have your first fight?
I know when I believe
What
we had
answer?
our first fight
What answer?
was when we was sitting here and I was sitting there getting in your butt about that girl and told you that you need to break it up with her because you was sitting there talking to her and I ain't like her. Your ex.
So when was that?
Courtney. It was Courtney.
Oh wow.
This is when this
So
was when
when?
we got official and we were dating.
Okay.
He was dating Courtney and I'm
Dang, he
Courtney.
couldn't get away from it.
Mm-mm. So I didn't know when he was
Courtney,
calling my name
Courtney.
and calling her. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's deep too.
But she would.
it's
she
so
would.
close you wouldn't even know.
She would beep him, and because he had a pager. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you and I gonna be together, you need to break up with that.
So for the young people,
Mm.
pages, y'all might not know what pages.
Beep 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 beep. On the hip. I said pager.
She don't know.
I was just joking.
Oh. She looking like what is that?
You gotta show her. You gotta show her. Google it. You gotta Google
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna have to Google pager later.
Yes.
For those young ones who don't know, it was we did not have cell phones.
Sorry.
You got a page, and it showed the number, and you had to go to the payphone to call.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! We showing our age, y'all. We ain't even gonna talk about it no more. Kevin, what was your answer?
Rolling, too.
She's looking like,
Oh,
what,
my
what is
answer.
that?
My answer, because I'm just gonna say what I wrote because that was the first time.
What you say?
So she got mad at me because I ain't order her no food. We in the drive-through, and I said, "Babe," I was like, "You want anything?" And she like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "All right." So I ordered myself something, and we kept on, and I kept
You
moving.
wrote that.
So as we go down the street, she get mad because I didn't order her something anyway, even though she told me no.
Because she told you no, you didn't order it, and you was
Exactly.
and you was eating, and it was smelling good.
Yep.
And she said, "Well, why you ain't order my food?"
That
Yep.
wasn't our
Well,
first
that sound
argument,
like
though.
something I'd probably
That
do.
happened before that did.
Uh-uh.
Yes, it did.
Uh-uh.
Oh yes. it did.
Uh-uh.
Oh yes.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
You know what?
This
It's
is
a,
a debate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
It don't matter.
Who
to
is
me,
right?
get the point.
Who got that point?
Ain't nobody get it.
Okay, nobody got the point. Okay,
you such a hater.
all right.
Might not
Which
make it
one
to
of
me.
you said, "I love you" first? Don't say it out loud. Kevin?
I did.
He did.
They both got it. You're right. Good job. Good job. Write down those points, you guys. Write down those points. Dang, that's good.
Halfway there.
Good. Good.
Ooh, he's so sweet.
All right.
He's so petty.
Now, this is on dating. Describe your spouse on your first date. Courtney, why are you looking at Kevin like that? Like, what's he gonna write? Describe. Just describe.
Describe it.
Describe him on your first date. See how well y'all do. I think this is a really good question.
I think what's the verb I'm gonna use?
I think this is a really good question. I think this game it's so good, and you really like getting to know, even if you didn't. Like, you're like, wow. Still, there's more things to know about my wife
That's true.
and my husband. Still, much more to know, why I like this game.
You're still learning about your partner, regardless of how long you've been together. You're still learning something every day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm interested to know what the answer is. Kevin.
You go first, because I'm so right about this.
Uh-oh. Well, go ahead, Courtney.
Oh goodness, you're really feeling yourself.
Just, what did you say?
What I think he would say about that I was a good now I'm a good listener. He enjoyed talking to me.
She don't listen to the question.
What? No. I don't even want to answer.
You already did. Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm just messing with you.
No, that I'm a good listener for real, and I'm fun to hang out with. Maybe, I don't know.
Now read the question again.
Describe your spouse on your first date.
What I tell you?
See, now she thinking about other stuff. Now she's like, wait a minute.
Oh, should I go?
You talking about as far as appearance?
Just describe your spouse on your first date. Go back to the first date and then describe him. When you open that door and he was taking you out on your date, tell me about that.
She fine.
And what else?
That's it.
What was he wearing?
Who, him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. PJs. Oh, that was that. Okay, that was the moment that you lured me in the pond. I'm sorry, babe.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
wow. Wait a minute, we got a pond? Good.
No,
We're
I'm
going
saying
to have a part 2 to this here.
I think he would say that I was fine. I was fine.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He always wore jeans and I don't know. I don't even remember what you wore.
I don't either.
I know black was always his thing. Of course you do, because I was fine.
Go
I was
ahead.
I guess I wasn't
Okay.
fine 'cause I
No,
don't know
you
what I-
always wore black. You smell good.
Mhm.
You always smell good.
Where did we go?
Yeah.
She ain't asked all that.
Oh, okay.
She ain't asked that. Let me see what
Where-
she said. Let me
Yes,
see what
please
she
read
said.
that, because that's accurate information right
She
there.
had on this blue short outfit. Oh my goodness! This is when we went to the
The concert.
the
that we talked about
concert.
earlier.
The concert
That
was
was
our
technically
first
our
date.
first
It
date.
was our first date. I'm sorry, baby. You're so right.
So-
Okay. What'd you say?
He said she had on a
Oh, that's what you...
on the blue
oh,
short
okay.
Outfit. It was very petite, beautiful, and had a white diamond perfume. Oh, I did.
Oh, wow. That was very detailed.
Don't be-
Wow. Wow. He can get a point, sure. He might be getting 2 points for that one. Dang. Okay. How did you meet your spouse?
Oh, that's easy. You should get this one.
Let's compare these answers. See how close you guys are. My camera woman is so beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's a given. We both got that one.
Okay.
He,
Where did you meet?
I basically met him at the airport because one of his buddy was my sponsor, and his car, he didn't have his car was broke down, and Kevin had a car, so he drove his sponsor to come and get me, and I met Kevin at the airport. When I came off the thing, I saw this guy look like Bart Simpson. He
Wait, did you say Bart Simpson?
I did.
She did, didn't she? She said Bart Simpson.
But I saw my
Oh,
sponsor
Oh,
with the Burger King bag, my name on it, and then he helped me. And so when I walked down to get my luggage, is when on my way going down is when I met him, And that's when I was like, ooh, he cute, look just like my ex. Yeah, he cute. That look cute too.
Okay, Kevin, your turn.
Yeah, that's how we went.
Mm-hmm. What the card say?
Her card said what she just said.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Said we were on the same ship, so I picked her up from the airport. Which he did.
Good job.
He picked me up.
Good job. Woo woo. Way to go, you guys.
I get that point.
Yes.
You getting there?
When and where did you first kiss? The very first kiss. When and where? When and where? Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yeah.
You first, Kevin. When and where did you first kiss?
It was 1995. I don't remember the month or anything like that. When? That's when.
Well, when? That's the year.
It was 1995.
Okay.
And we stayed in the barracks. We stayed on a different floor, obviously, but we were on the rooftop of the barracks,
Mm-hmm.
and we was sitting there cuddled up in the blanket, just looking at the stars, talking. And that was our first kiss.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I didn't put 1995, but I said Hawaii. Because she said when and where, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put
I
Hawaii.
did put Hawaii on my card.
Oh,
You
read
didn't
it.
say it.
Hmm.
Rooftop of the barracks we stayed in Hawaii, 1995.
And what did you say?
I said on the rooftop at the barracks, wrapped in a blanket in Hawaii.
Good job. Good job. Wow, you guys did good. Dang.
Two more.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
My spouse's first kiss made me think blank. Read it one more time. My spouse's first kiss made me think blank. Okay, Kevin, you answer first.
I have no idea what she thought.
Hear that laugh?
I have no idea what she thought.
Huh?
I have no idea what she thought.
Give us a.
Yeah, just give them
What do you think she thought
Okay, so-
the first kiss made her think?
Alright, so I'm gonna take y'all there for a second. The R-rated version, she was
Mhm.
doing this.
Oh,
Use your imagination.
okay, I got it. For those who are listening,
Yeah.
places of her body were quivering.
Oh,
There we go.
my
There you go.
goodness.
And
That's
okay,
all.
I think I said it, described it. That was
Yes, ma'am.
good.
There you go.
Okay. And Courtney, what do you think he was thinking when you first kissed?
She's a nice kisser.
I don't know.
What?
She put it down.
What did he say?
I got her.
Neither one of y'all got points on that. All right.
That is what I thought.
All right. What color did your spouse wear on your first date?
I know you ain't got this one. already answered that.
She said, "What color?"
What color?
Mm.
What color did he wear on your first date? And what color did she wear? So, tell me what color he wore.
Blue.
I wore blue.
Well,
Why
it
you
wasn't-
answer? Write the thing and then hand it
You
to me.
hand it to him. What?
Write
Stop
what
trying
color
to
I
cheat.
wore and put it on my leg. Write what color I wore and put it on my leg.
Look at her face.
Come on.
Wait, Courtney, stop trying to cheat. Give me the
Try to cheat.
So you're saying blue? That's what color he wore? What color did she wear?
She wore blue.
Blue?
What
So
color
both of
did you
y'all
say?
wore blue.
I don't remember honestly. But if I had to say, it probably definitely wasn't blue.
That's not true.
That
Because you
is
wore because when we went on our first date, we went to that concert because the concert was our first date, right? You had on blue jeans. You had bought a white shirt. It was like a polo shirt. It was white and it had the counter with the blue. It's like because you and your boy dressed the same. And you had
You
your
looking
hat.
like I don't have no idea.
It was a three shade top. It was like
Oh,
a
wow.
teal green, blue,
Well, that's-
and white.
That is.
And you had on white tennis shoes, and you had your hat,
Mm.
and you was smelling real good with your jewelry.
Yeah, okay. That's probably what I had on. Yeah.
I
He said, all right, yeah, that's what I had, yeah.
I don't remember. I have no clue what I had on. I probably did have on white shoes. And you're probably right. I did.
oh my goodness.
Okay, ready?
Mm.
What did your spouse think about you after your first date? What do you think he thought about you after your first date?
Game over.
This game point. Kevin is confident in this boy. He's like, I got this.
Let's see, y'all thought I was gonna do it.
Yeah. Dang, you like the underdog that just came and swoop
Always the underdog.
Dang. Kevin getting these good? Okay. Kevin, you go first. What do you think Courtney thought about you after your first date?
That's what she thought.
Oh, man, they're so honest.
But I did I?
Good job. Okay, what do you think he thought about you after your first date?
I think he probably thought he was gonna get some.
Okay, read your cards.
No, read it.
She said, I liked
Reacher?
him. We had a really great time. We had a really great time.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what did you? But that's not what y'all. Neither one of
That's
y'all
what
said
I
what
thought.
you wrote.
No, that's what I literally thought.
That's what you. Okay, so that means
He
you
wasn't.
got the point.
He wasn't getting the draws.
And what did yours say?
No, he said,
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get some. I'm gonna give him some. He's gonna get some. That's what I said. He thought he was gonna get some.
But you got that.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get that point. He didn't get that.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if he get it on this one. What was it about your spouse that made you realize that they were the one? I love how Courtney's putting those cards down.
You I don't know if he gonna. I don't think he gonna get. He don't get them.
He ain't gonna get this point either.
I don't think he gonna get it.
Uh-oh. Down you, Kevin.
Hmm.
Let's see what you got. You ready? All right, Courtney, you go first. What was it about your spouse?
But you
that
think
made
I
you
think he gonna
realize?
say?
Mm-hmm. What do you think he will say about you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know because he was the one who told me that he was gonna marry me when we was in the car. We were just hanging out, and I was like, "Oh, really?" I don't know when that transition took place because we was just chilling, and he was just talking, and next thing you know, he looked over at me at a stoplight and said, "You know what? You're gonna be my wife," and I was like, "I am." And I laughed at him like, "Really?" Like, I was in La La Land. He wasn't paying no attention to all that. He was, I don't know. I have no idea.
Is that your final answer?
Mm-hmm. I'm sticking to it.
Kevin?
I think that she would say because she realized that I was just the way. I was exactly how she described me to God.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yes.
But what she don't know is that was the same as me. That was my thought too. On the go.
Wow.
What?
What is?
That's a good one. When he accepted me past my mistake.
Yes.
And what does yours say?
And she is how I described when I was in high school. So I guess you was in high school, and you talked about your wife and just oh, you've never said that to me.
Oh, we're the first, you guys. We're the first. Oh, wow, that was so beautiful.
That is
So in
beautiful.
high school, you described the wife that you wanted, and it was Courtnay. Oh.
And I did
so
do
beautiful.
that. I had went to God and I said, God, I want my husband to be tall, dark, handsome. He has to have dimples because I love dimples.
Oh.
He has to have pretty eyes, pretty brown eyes. And I told him I want him to be a hard-working man. Honestly, I want him to be a thug, a hustler. I don't want him to ever hit me, abuse me sexually or anything like that.
Right.
He can't smoke, can't drink. You know, I just said I really wanted just a roundabout good guy. And he's that guy. He fit all those, everything.
Because you had a long list.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long list. That was a long checklist. Like,
Yep, he fit everything.
That's
He had to come
awesome.
from Kansas City, Missouri.
He
He wasn't in Mississippi.
He wasn't in Mississippi.
He wasn't in Mississippi. He had to come from Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, sometimes you gotta travel to get the person of your dreams. I know that. Yeah. Okay. This one is love and marriage. Okay, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you date since you've gotten married? Write it down. How often do you date? Okay. So, how often do you date?
He probably would
See
say,
if you guys got the same answers. What would he say? How often do you date?
I don't know, he probably would say every day. Every day.
Oh, I love that.
He probably would say every day.
Is that your
I'm
final answer?
gonna go with every day.
Every day is your final answer.
Because that sounds like
Kevin,
something
what is
so-
yours? How often? What would she say?
Not as often as she wants.
Okay, read your cards. That's your final answer.
Yeah, not as often.
And what did you
One or
say?
2 times a month.
Oh goodness.
goodness. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any special memory about your spouse that you will never forget?
Huh.
Any special memory, rather it be funny, goofy, sad, angry, any special memory that you will never forget. But special, so special is something nice. So I want you guys to write down a special memory about your spouse that you will never forget. I know mine was the day she proposed. It's my special memory, just in case anybody would like to know. The day I proposed to, that was definitely the most special memory I will ever get. I want to hear Courtney's answer. But Kevin's over there still pondering and writing there. Gotta let the listeners know. Because they might like, okay, there's some silence going on. We need to know. But Kevin come up with the answer, you guys. We don't know. We are waiting to find out.
Me too.
What special memory? All right, Courtney, you go first. What special memory?
That I think he'll talk about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've done a lot of beautiful things for him, I must say.
So what special memory would he say? What's the most special memory that you think he will never forget that?
Oh.
That's good. You should get a point for that because I don't know either.
What?
I really and truly don't know. Because, I mean, I have
Probably have a lot of different memories, but
I've
just
done
to
so much.
go down to just that
I don't know
one
what.
is probably something.
Well, I will say this.
Yeah,
I will
she
say
had a
this.
lot of memories.
He
Yeah,
went.
21 years.
Yeah, he went out of town. He went on the ship,
Mhm.
and he had just gotten he had made chief, and for the first time, he got his car, brand new car, and I took it and had rims, like new tires, and I had his car tinted for him, and I
Nice.
surprised him. I went and picked him up. It was so funny. I went and picked him up, and he walked to the car because he knew it was his car. But as closer he got to it, he kind of slowed down. He
He's
was like,
wait a minute.
I had it detailed.
Oh, you
I
had it all. You
got him
pimped,
brand new,
like pimp my ride. You
uh-huh.
pimped his ride.
I had it detailed with tint, and I got his.
Wow.
I had 4 brand new tires.
Nice. And we know those aren't cheap. So
Nope.
That was a nice special memory. Yes.
That was good.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was
that's
really
great.
feeling that because
I
he had
know
been
he
talking
was.
about wanting to get his car tinted.
And you said, let me
And
go
y'all said,
ahead
you know
and
what, I'm gonna
surprise my
surprise
baby.
him. Yeah.
And do it. That's so
Absolutely.
nice. I love that.
Good answer.
Yes, that was a great answer.
Too bad I ain't write it.
Kevin.
Right.
Okay, what did he write?
She always made me look good when I wasn't thinking about it. She always has my back and is trying to. And what? It's a way to describe.
So basically, I'm just trying to say, it's so many things that she does that are great, you know, because she always has my back. She always doing stuff. Like with my oldest daughter, she would always think to do stuff for me. When I was on deployment, she would always send her something, for me, and I wasn't even thinking about it, She would always do stuff like that. She always doing something. She always listening to when I say I like something, and next thing I know, she got it for me or something, So it's so many things. It's just hard to pinpoint.
Okay, got you. That's great. So what did the card say?
That's what it said.
No.
Oh, hers.
Oh, no.
Well, what I think hers
Yes.
is that time when I gave her that is this necklace that it was like it had these 3 teardrop type. It was like a 3 teardrop pendant. It was one for the past, present, and future. And when I gave it to her, she cried because I had this long story. It was in this nice little box and it was displayed, and I kind of talked about what it meant, and she cried. Thank you.
Nice.
Baby, game over. I got it.
You got it? Oh, he won. Was that 10?
Yep, that's 10.
That's great. Good job. Good job. I think you both did an excellent job. Thank you for playing. And I hope that you guys can come out again and play some more and come out and hang out in the studio and talk some more with me. I hope that the next time you guys come, I'm gonna have another couple here, so you guys will be battling up against another couple to see what couple knows each other better. I think, like how the Newlywed game is, Yeah, I think that. But I just want to thank you guys for sharing so much and really opening up and sharing. I hope you guys come back again. Are you guys agreeing? Do I have that on? Do I have that on a record? That you guys you may come through again another time and hang out and play some more, because you know what, she's got my wife has had so many questions here. You guys didn't even scratch the surface, but I know that our time is limited right now. But thank you for participating in my not so newlywed game, and you guys, thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for tomorrow's show and our next episodes, and all my interesting things and topics that we talk about. And please write in and email and download the app, and any other topics that you guys think that you want to talk about on the show, or give us ideas. More than willing to listen and talk about and bring forth any topics, rather they're difficult to talk about or anything. You know me, I'll talk about anything. Nothing is off the table for me to talk about. So, again, this is Tomorrow signing out. Shooting stars of today, y'all. God bless.